The laboratory plunged into an oppressive darkness, a holographic projection of Mars vanishing with the energy discharge. Elias scrambled backward, his shoulder screaming in protest. Thorne, clutching his side, stumbled against the observation console. Paradox level critical, Elias gasped, squinting at the diagnostics panel. Faint, flickering numerals swam in the dim emergency lighting. "We need to initiate Temporal Lock Protocol, Doctor. Now." Thorne ignored him, his gaze fixed on the console. A manic energy pulsed beneath his skin, his face illuminated by the cyclic green glow of the diagnostics. "The drones are adapting. The countermeasures are elegant. Truly elegant. Elegant, Doctor. The entire timeline is collapsing," Elias retorted, wincing as he tried to stand. He felt a strange vibration in his bones, a residual echo of the energy blast. "We need to sever the connection. Protocol Omega-7. Thorne finally turned, his eyes gleaming with an unsettling intensity. "Severing the connection's such a crude solution. The potential for understanding is immense. Their ability to extrapolate, to anticipate. Doctor, with all due respect, we're talking about the destruction of an entire civilization. The civilization we shouldn't even be observing." A distorted voice crackled over the intercom. "Containment breach. Set your gamma 9. Repeat, containment breach." Thorne waved a dismissive hand. "Irrelevant. These drones are showing us something profound. A pattern." He muttered the last word, almost to himself. Suddenly the figure materialized in the doorway, clad in archaic bronze armor, etched with unfamiliar bliss. It moved with unnatural grace, its face obscured by a helmet visor that reflected the laboratory's dim light. "Protocol Omega-7 initiated," Elias announced, his fingers flying across the console. "Temporal lock engaging." The armored figure raised a hand, and a beam of pulsating energy shot out, striking Thorne square in the chest. He crumbled to the floor, his hands still clutching his side. "Doctor!" Elias cried, rushing to his side. The armored figure spoke, its voice a synthesized growl. "Aris Thorne, the architect, your meddling disrupts the cycle." Elias froze. The architect? What? The diagnostics panel flickered, and a new line of text appeared. "Read Sumerian 4:16. The loom doth fray, the threads undone, and the weaver's hand shall mend." Thorne's eyes snapped open, burning with a chilling awareness. The cycle the loom he coughed, struggling to sit up. "He knows." A figure shimmered into existence beside Thorne, an exact duplicate, but older, hardened, his eyes radiating a profound weariness. "You cannot defy the reaving, Aris. It is the natural order." "You," Thorne snarled, struggling to his feet. "You are a violation, an abomination. I am the consequence, Aris. The inevitability." The older Thorne's voice echoed with a sorrowful resonance. "You sought to understand, to control. Now you face the consequence." "I am Asterisk the architect, Asterisk," Thorne spat, his voice laced with defiance. "I shaped the pattern. I decide the flow." "The flow is already set, Aris," the duplicate replied, his voice laced with pity. "You merely perceive a fragment. The loom must be rewoven." Elias, paralyzed by the unfolding drama, watched as the two Thorns circled each other, their confrontation a dance of lifetimes and regret. He felt a searing pain in his shoulder, a residual effect of the energy discharge. He desperately tried to understand the meaning of Sumerian inscription, desperately trying to find some logical explanation for the insanity before him. The armed figure stepped forward, raising its weapon. "The cycle must be maintained." "It's not yours to maintain," Thorne roared, launching himself at his duplicate. The two figures collided in a shower of sparks and energy, their struggle momentarily obscuring the armored figure. As the chaos unfolded, another line appeared on the diagnostics panel, glowing with an ominous red hue. "Timeline synchronization, 98%. Elias knew, with a sickening certainty, that the Temporal Lock Protocol was failing. The connection to the Martian timeline wasn't being severed, it was being solidified. The cycle was not being broken, but strengthened. He looked out the lab doors and saw a swarm of the archaic armor figures, marching in formation towards the lab. "Protocol Omega-7 failed," Elias whispered, his voice cracking. He braced himself for the inevitable. The loom was indeed fraying, and the weaver's hand, it seemed, was intent on reweaving it, regardless of the cost.